everyone. This is Caitlin. I know this is not a Cosmo Talk episode, but I did promise that I would speak on a topic that's personal to me. Please disregard all the mess that I have in the background. I'm in the process of setting up my home office, and it's taken a bit longer than I anticipated it to because, let's say, I'm lazy. But yeah, so all my friends and family pretty much know that when it comes to, I guess, relationships, it seems like I have the worst luck ever. Well, I wouldn't say I have the worst luck ever. I guess it's not even about luck. I can be honest with myself and say that I've kind of turned down people, or should I say men, that I know were good people, good men. Like, they were gentlemen. Like, they would have treated me the way I deserve to be treated. But I turned them down because I was young, dumb, and stupid. And at the time, I was looking for something fictitious, I guess. And I was into, I would say, the bad boy, whatever. I was not weeding out the type of guys that I should be dating correctly. I've been approached by guys that I definitely should have given a shot to, and I turned them down for the assholes that I ended up with. And you can pretty much say, I can honestly say I deserve what I get. So I'm honest enough to say that because of the quality of men that I've turned down and then the quality of men that I picked up. But needless to say, so I just got out of like an 8-year relationship. Yes, 8 years. Ooh, I know better than that. My mom taught me, you don't waste your time at 8 years. After a second year mark, if he's not talking marriage, you need to start walking. So that was dumb on my part too. I stayed for 8 years. It took me coming down to Texas, though, for me to finally get that relationship out of my system. Because I think if I was still living in Texas, my behind would still be, if I was still living in Connecticut, I probably would still be in that relationship. So I'm saying this to say this. I ended up starting work at this company when I got here to Texas, and I met a coworker who I was there first. I met this coworker when they came to interview at the job, and it was kind of weird. Like, we connected as soon as he sat at my desk. Like, it was an instant connection, and basically you can say the rest is history. We're very good friends. The first time that I tried to introduce him to my significant other at the time was disastrous. Oh, so we were supposed to go to a Dallas Mavericks game. He had tickets, so he brought his aunt. Me and my fiance at the time, we had tickets as well. So I told him, come over, we'll all go together. And, because I respected this guy, I felt like, he was he was the type of person that I think that that should have been around my fiance. Like, he was he's a go-getter and all that stuff. So I felt I was going to bring them two together. That was what I was playing in my mind. And maybe he can influence my fiance in certain ways, in certain ways, which now that I think about it, it's like, that was dumb of me. Because it's kind of like trying to mix up milk and vinegar, or, that it'll turn sour. But granted, so I invited him over, told him, hey, come over, we'll ride to the basketball game together. Needless to say, that was disastrous. That basically put the nail on the relationship. At that time, when that all happened, I was very distraught. Like, I was saddened by it. At first I was blaming myself. I was like, maybe he's right. This, that, and the third. Blase. Basically, I was blaming myself for something I should not have been blaming myself, which is what I've been doing the whole entire relationship. Was I was being manipulated by this person into everything that I was blaming myself. Like, no blame was ever placed on him because for some reason, and I'm a very strong-minded individual, but clearly he's more strong. He's a master manipulator because he was able to do a number on my psyche. So, but for some reason, I was feeling like this was my fault. It was not until, a few months later that, when I'm starting to realize that this had nothing to do with me. This was his excuse to, this was basically his excuse. And when did I realize this? I realized this because when he ended up getting into a situation, who did he come crawling back to? Me. So if I was that horrible, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have came crawling back to me. Because I'll tell you, I don't care how desperate I get. If I told you you was fucked up to me, you was horrible to me, I am not coming back to you. Not even a little bit. I'm not coming back to you. I'll go to somebody else. I'm not coming to you for help for nothing. So he came back to me, was trying to rekindle things with me. And then I was still in that, I would say I was still in that phase where I still had feelings for him. So I entertained it to a certain degree, but I'm glad I didn't entertain it enough to allow him to move back in the house, because I think that would have been a disaster too. So I entertained it on a friendship level. And let me tell you, certain people you break up with, you can remain friends with them. You can, and it'll be just a friendship. I tried to remain friends with this guy, and and he was still playing me like a fiddle, like because he knew I still had some type of feelings for him. So he was still playing me as a fiddle, as a friend. And for those who know me, they know that I'm pretty much, I'm mean. So I could be a real bitch at times. So for me to be able to wear my heart on my sleeves and be played like how I was played, you definitely know that I was all in as a person. Like, my heart was all in that. So to make a long story short, so my friend Terrell did not have no idea, because I never bashed, I never spoke to him about my relationship prior to him coming to my house in the attempt to meet my fiance. Like, I've never discussed my relationship with him. So he did not have he had no idea of any negativity or positivity that was in a relationship. All he knew was I was in a relationship. I wanted him to meet my significant other, and hopefully we can all be friends, and hopefully we can all kick it, from time to time, blah, 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 blah. But I guess my ancestors, God, whomever, they felt that, Terrell was going to be the person that finally makes this relationship go downhill. And I say this like, when I think about it now, like before I was kind of like, oh, whatever. But when I think about it now, this is how I feel about the situation. I feel like when you're dealing with someone who is not capable, or who does not have the substance enough to even be in your life, and someone who comes in like real, like, how they say real recognizes real? Fake can recognize real. And when fake sees a real person come in, they're either going to cower to the corner, or they're going to walk the hell out, because they know they don't deserve to be there. They don't need to be in the presence of this person. So I'm saying this as, when a king walks in the door, with all their authority, their confidence, their realism, everyone else in that room that has no business being there, they're walking out or they're going to fall suit. And I say this now because now that I know my friend Terrell a little bit more, I can honestly say that this is a true man, a true king. Like, he is not one of those guys who they just take a title like, okay, yeah, I'm man. I was born with a penis, so I'm a man. No. You're not going to be a woman around him, and he's going to let you sit there and struggle. Like, he breathes life into all of his friends, like everyone around him, male, women, whatever. Like, he's just always full of positivity. Like, you know, he's just like, you know, he's that guy. And I'm not even saying that on a romantic level, because me and Terrell is definitely not interested in each other whatsoever. But he was my example of when a king walks in the room, everyone who's not supposed to be there, or everyone who was pretending or had no business to be there, they will either follow suit or walk out. And that was the lesson I learned when Terrell walked into my life as a friend. He pushed out all that fakeness. And then it was funny because he was there to witness, you know, the reaction of this person. And he gave me his honest opinion as a man on how the situation unraveled. Like, you know, I'm not going to go into specifics, but he gave me his opinion because he was there witnessing how this person reacted, what this person said to him. And he gave me his honest opinion on that.
Yeah, for sure. And there's a lot of different circumstances depending on both people involved. And I guess if the individual,
I'm sorry about that. I don't know what that was. But yeah, so he gave me his honest opinion. But he was still supportive of me throughout all my different phases and everything that I was going through during that long process. Like, you know, he never once told me what to do. He never once was like, you know what, Kaylin, you need to leave that man alone. He was a listening ear. He was just there. Like, whatever you decide to do, I'm still gonna be your friend, and we're gonna take it from there. And I appreciated that, you know, as a man, I appreciated that because a lot of my female friends, you know, yes, I appreciate all my female friends. I love you guys dearly, but you know, sometimes you gotta let your friend navigate things and learn things on their own. I do know all my female friends are probably like having all types of parties in Connecticut and drinking on my behalf because they're so happy for me. And I wish I was able to be there to drink with y'all too, but I'm gonna get y'all asses down here soon. But okay, so that was just a little bit. But my real intention of doing this video is to bring up the next topic of what we're gonna speak on Cosmo Talk for Sunday. So the topic is going to be on rebound relationships. Please join me and my friend Robin, which she will be my co-host for the day. We're going to speak on rebound relationships. So if anyone has any questions, if there's anything that you want us to speak on during our Sunday session, please drop me a line. My email will be at the bottom of this video, or you can just comment on the bottom of this video. I do respond. Yes, I have plenty of time to respond. And we'll definitely speak on it. If you have any questions or if you have anything that you would like me to address, whether it be live or privately, still drop me a line. If you just want to speak on what I'm speaking on today, or if there's anything you need any type of clarification on, just drop me a line and we'll take it from there. Thank you for joining me. I love you all. I hope that you guys share, like, and subscribe to my video. And join me for Cosmo Talk this Sunday. Deuces.